Hey y'all, welcome back to Blooming with Atari. Um, Thank y'all for being here. If it is your first time and you feel like this is beneficial for you, this is the vibe is your vibe, this is what you're looking for, please comment, like, subscribe. Um, if not, because I'm that type of person on YouTube, I may not subscribe right away. I probably got to keep coming back. Do that as well, because we want this to be as real and as authentic as possible, but as beneficial as possible. So, welcome back. I'm sitting here eating some crabs. I'm not really gonna eat on camera. I really wanted to just jump on to just kind of confirm, to shore up the confirmation. In my first video, I was talking about how I wasn't positive if this was a call from God to start the channel and to do to create content or any of those types of things. And it is so funny, like how it's not even funny, it's amazing how awesome and just divine and supreme and on time God is. So I follow a content creator who I have the utmost respect for on YouTube. Shout out to Nita Danielle. I think she is fabulous. And she was talking about, which I didn't even know, she had just started a podcast, or apparently she had been started the podcast. I think she's like the first season is wrapped. So I'm just catching on. But I listened to her latest episode, and she was talking about how our obedience is tied to other people. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I think she might have started the video, started the podcast with if God has called you to start that YouTube channel, to, start the podcast, to start, she just started naming things that have been tugging at me. So I was like, okay, all right. So, you kind of I'm slowly saying yes, slowly getting into that, sliding into that area of obedience. I'm gonna be honest, it was not just a leap in, yes, Lord, okay, I'm in. I'm in that space of yes. But just thinking through all of this and what I want it to be but just God telling me, surrender that to me, because yes, you have plans, but I have greater plans, and my plans are bigger than you. And I so appreciate that. And so fast forward, I was talking to my sister the other day, and and this gonna sound so crazy, y'all, because it's my sister, and you should think, you would think I should know what she does, right? But she's talking to me, and she kept saying something about commission, and earning her commission on her job. And so I was and the longest time I thought she was in healthcare. So I'm commission? What they getting commission for? How many bedpans they change? Really? What? Is this where we are in healthcare? Commission? So I was well, let me not guess. Let me just ask. And I said, well, what is it that you actually do? And she said, oh, she works, long story short, she works in media. She works with helping people establish their websites and channels, and how to, create and produce content, and how to push that content. I said, oh my gosh, stop it. So we sat on the phone, and I told her, I said, oh my gosh, God just told me, I really feel like God is telling me to start a YouTube channel. And so anyway, we go through this thing, and I'm in tears at this point. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. All right. So if that wasn't enough of a confirmation, because I need to be for sure type of girl. And so I talked to one of my dearest friends, like a brother to me, today. Actually, I don't know when this will be posted, but today. And he was telling me that he just started his podcast back up. And so like some of the content that he was talking about, I was like, oh my gosh, like I named some of that stuff in my first video, like my just initial, just uncut, raw, just put it out there video. And he was like, oh my gosh, Atari, like just saying that alignment, like it just, we know how God confirms, right? God is not a God of chaos. He is not a God of disorder. And so just like honoring the alignment of all of it. And so I just wanted to make sure that before I officially start what I believe is supposed to be a series, which I don't know if if I'm using the right terminology, but before I do any of that and upload any other video, I really wanted to just make sure that I honor God this way and acknowledge that I do believe that this is a call from Him, and I do believe that this is the space that I'm supposed to be in, at least for now. You know, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And so with that being said, I can say that my yes is no hesitation in my yes right now. So that's good. And just the word that settled over me is that every bloom, right, begins with a yes, right? We have to first plant that seed and be dedicated to or committed to taking care of that seed, right? And so that's where I am right now. And so I said earlier that I want it to be a series. This is what I prayed about, but I'm praying also for God to provide the content for me. So I don't have like a list of things to talk about right now. I don't have like things like mapped out. As a matter of fact, I just got off the phone with my sister and she was just encouraging me. She was like, just turn on the camera, Atari, and just like allow God to stay in that same space and allow God to just move through you. Don't think about it. Don't worry about it. Just allow Him to move through you. And so I was talking with my niece about like what this should look like what it should sound like as far as like branding and as far as like the name of the channel and those types of things. And so we really were in this space of gardening, because I'm always talking about seasons, right? We know how God works with us with seasons, and I am a firm believer in sowing and reaping. Like that's one of the biggest things one of the biggest ways that I move, that governs the way that I move, I should say. And so that's where we came up with, prayed, put it before God, and was like, it was Him as the gardener. So I was like, okay, God, how do I take something, how do I get something from that? You as the gardener, with you at the center of that, how do we make something from that? And that's where the name Blooming with Atari came from. And so the series will be the blooming process, and we'll be going through like the whole planting and harvesting and seeding and the process, right? The process. And so again, my first video, I did name it like Sowing Seeds, and this is a continuation. I'm still sowing those seeds, but just accepting the invitation from God to be in this space that I'm supposed to be in, you know. And that may sound like contradictory, like why would you need an invitation to be in a space that you're supposed to be in? But sometimes we do need to be invited in by God specifically. And it makes me I feel reassured that I'm doing things not on my own accord, not of my own strength, but really, really relying on Him. And so I did need that invitation to make sure that I'm operating within the bounds of what He is calling me to operate, within this space that He is calling me to operate in right now. So yeah. So this section of content and videos and uploads will be focused on like my calling and my vision and my desires, and I'm saying but all of those things that have been planted in me by God, that I feel led to share with other people. And as I said before, the hope is that, you know, one person, right? If heaven can rejoice over one soul that's saved, I can rejoice over one person that is greatly benefited from my sharing and from my obedience, you know. And I, again, shout out to Nita Danielle. I genuinely appreciate her obedience and her sharing that, because I really needed to hear that it's greater than me. So get past my own insecurities, get past, you know, my own hangups. You know, social media can be so discouraging because of the space of comparing, right? Like, oh, I don't have this and I don't have this and I'm not this way and I don't present this way and I don't do things this way. But moving beyond that and just being raw and real and uncut, and this is it. This is, you know, yeah. So just really embracing this, and hoping to provide some scripture, or a scripture, not some scripture, but a scripture each time. And right now, the scripture connected to this one is Habakkuk 2:2. And most of us know it. Just writing the vision out, right? But really being specific and listening to, because we always talk about, I know when I hear this verse, people tend to focus on the writing of the vision out, writing it out, and like what we can expect to receive back from writing the vision out. But really honing in on the first part of that scripture, the Lord answered me. The Lord answered me. So being cognizant of the Lord's voice and being obedient to that voice. Again, every bloom begins with a yes, you know, so being obedient to that yes. The Lord answered me. So I have an obligation and I have a duty to respond to that answer, you know. And so yes, I have written the vision out, but and I have it here. To be honest with you, I do not have notes as far as like what I'm going to say and what I'm going to, but I've written the vision out as far as the series, mapped it out. And my goal is I left it on my desk because I'm still praying over it. And I want God to take that and I want him to use it and do what he sees fit to do with it, and for him to provide the content for me. So I just really wanted to come on here and just shore that up, right? Like, because we owe that to God. Like, give him his props always, right? Like, that confirmation, the way it came, and he knows us so well. So he knows how I'm going to receive, his confirmation, and how he knows, like, his sheep know his voice. So I know when God is speaking to me. I know when it's him, you know. And so, yeah, it was so important that I stopped. Like I said, I'm eating some blue crabs, which I absolutely love. I eat them at least once a week, with me some butter, And so, yeah, I stopped eating my crabs to make sure that I got on here to say that, yes, it has been confirmed. I will be in this space. I will be obediently in this space. So I am looking forward to blooming with you all. So I'm so excited about it, to be honest with you. I'm so excited. Sorry for rambling at this point, but I really am. And the goodness of God overwhelms me. And so, yeah, I'm just really, really, really excited about what he is going to do with this. And looking forward to blooming and blossoming. All right. See y'all in the next one.